Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Dave and Corey back at it again. Um, yeah, you already you
What's
already
going
know
on, ladies and gentlemen?
it's just us, man. Just coming at it, just rocking off with the questions. We're not sponsored by them. However, that's the
However, if you're getting fat as fuck like me and you got to go gluten free, give it a go, baby. Give it a go. Blur, hard
they,
Stelzies, give it a go. Find them at Trader Joe's. Let's get it.
they need to get you on for a commercial at that point. 'Cause that was fire. You just came off the
I
top of it.
rhymed a few times. I'm fucking Dr. Seuss, baby. Let's ride.
Without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt, man. But
Oh,
man, I'm so happy to be able to keep doing this shit. It's fun. We enjoy
took a
it.
hiatus last week, so we're back at it this week. Dave's back on the ones and twos, and I'm just gonna bring up the caboose, So let's rock and roll, baby. What do we got?
Let's dive right into it. I wanted to really go crazy, like on this episode, man. Like have some really thought out questions and have our listeners actually like answer those questions on their own. You know what I mean? And I ultimately want to get to the point where they can list a bunch of comments and we can just bring them up on our pod and they just answer the comments, which would be crazy.
Kind of like my favorite question: where are babies from? If you can answer that one for me, I'd appreciate it. Where do babies come from?
Where do babies come from?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they come from a man's sperm connecting with it, and fertilizing the egg, and that's when the organisms do organism things, and a baby pops out. You know what I mean? What do you
Everything
think?
about everything about you and biology makes perfect sense now. I don't know how that could have happened, dude. You got it down, man. That's crazy.
Bro, get the hell out of here, man! Don't do me dirty like that. You can't
Oh,
do like
man,
that.
bio sucks, dude. I remember
Bio's awful. Worst.
when I was a freshman in high school, my mom didn't want me to go to a different high school than my brother, so I ended up at Bayside High School. And I had a science teacher that taught biology. When I tell you that class was absolutely miserable, I would have rather cleaned out every single bathroom in my high school with a hand sponge and a spray bottle than go to that class every other day.
Imagine taking it on in college, bro. I was having lectures or the class 3 days a week, and then you had 2 labs where you had to show up and do some dumb shit, bro.
Cheat code for anybody that watches this and you're going into college. If you have the opportunity, do not take biology.
Without a doubt, do not.
Dude, I took oceanography. Oceanography was capped.
Did you go out on the boat?
Absolutely, and I blew
Thought about doing that.
everywhere.
The thing is, I get seasick, bro.
Oh, I threw up, absolutely. 100%. Dude, I'll never forget it. I thought I was going to fail the class. Easiest class you could ever take in your life, and my dumb ass was going to fail it. I had to walk to the teacher's office. And say, hey, I got to pass. I have to pass. I have to play baseball this coming season. I have to pass your class. What do I have to do?
Right.
She goes, you have to get a B or better on my exam. And I go, well, that's not going to fucking happen. She goes, dude, and I'm talking, there were 2 or 3 times in this class, she sent us the test. I didn't know where to find it till I go over, like, to study. Dude, I think the best I got on a test was a goddamn 65. And she sent us the motherfucking answer.
So, what do you think? That was just time management at that point, or just being lazy? I mean,
just me being an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, the class was great. I mean, learning about like crustaceans and organisms and like currents and tides and like the class is way more engaging than learning about microscopic organisms microscopic multi-cell organisms that are straight out of a Disney movie, Osmosis Jones. Like, I saw the movie. I don't want to learn about it in college. Let me fucking do something else.
Fact, bro. It's like, what the hell? I mean, I don't know, bro. I did not have fun doing that. Maybe I should have took that class that you did, because I definitely would rather be out on the water or something like that. Even though I hit seasick, I enjoyed doing that. But yeah, biology was not it. That was tough.
We had a kid in high school, freshman. I'm 15 years old, 16 years old, something like that, right?
Are we got to be talking high school then, right?
Yeah. I was a freshman in high school, like 15 years old.
If you're 15, a freshman in college, then you're boy genius.
So, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So 15, 16 years old, freshman in high school. My mom wanted me to join the Health and Sciences Academy at Bayside High School. I didn't want to. I wanted to go do like the Law Academy at First Colonial. She was like, I don't want you and your brother going to two different schools. I said, okay. Somehow I get waitlisted for the Health and Sciences Academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care if I get it or not, whatever. You know, if I have to be Gen Pop at Bayside, that's fine. So, I end up getting into the Health Science Academy. And
what the fuck, dog?
I get in the Health Science Academy, and we go into biology the first day, you know, and it's me and some kids that I went to middle school with, and some kids from other middle schools. And I believe he's a doctor now, but the kid's name was Shripad Chitta.
Say that again.
His name was Shripad. He was in my biology class. He ended up being the valedictorian of our high school.
Yeah.
He read the entire biology textbook the summer before, so middle school ended. So from the time middle school ended to the first day of high school, he read the biology textbook.
So it's safe to say this guy got no cookie. On point. Yeah. I mean,
Shripod's great, dude. He was awesome.
Where he's at now. I mean, shit. Yeah, you can't.
Valedictorian speech, and there are people that can attest to this. His valedictorian speech went over the head of every single person sitting in a chair that day. It was so in depth, and all of us start off as multi-cell organisms, and then we grow up into these things, and just boom, 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 and just pew, 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 pew. It was like Star Wars battles going on above our head with everything he was saying.
Oh. Without a doubt, I would have completely zoned out and be like, bro, was it a long speech?
Oh yeah. And I'm just waiting for and you sit there through my brothers, and the kid that was the valedictorian for them, or the salutatorian, surfer kid, just freaking up there, just throwing one-liners and talking about, missing class and running late and talking your way into class. Like if you got there after the door shut, just normal high school, I'm going to remember this speech forever, compared to what I had when I can't remember anything anyway. And this kid is talking about the biology of our body as we grow up and become what we're supposed to become in our life. So, Shripad, shout out to you, dude. I see you on Facebook. You're lit. Keep doing your thing. I'm going to marry an Indian woman, so we're going to be related somehow. So that's going to be fire. Hope all's well, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, from what I heard, it sounds like you could just tell he was already on a whole nother level.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just having probably just a random conversation with him. It's just damn, guy's legit.
He was one of the guys that class lets out, he beelines to the next class, sits there for 5 minutes and waits. Meanwhile, I beeline to the courtyard, try and chop it up, and then you hear the light bell and you're like, oh god, I should probably think about going to class now. And then you get to class, and then there was something crazy, oh my god, there was 2 kids fighting around the corner, they had the hallway blocked off, had to come up with a reason why you were late. I told my college professor one time there was a massive drug bust in my neighborhood, and that's why I was late to her class. Like, dude, I.
And how'd that
work? Huh?
How'd that work?
It was great until she watched the news last night and it wasn't. Dude, I said there was. I swear to God, dude, I woke up late one day. It was for a rec and leisure class. Pat Monteverdi was in the class with me. I texted him and told him I was late. I said, just wait till I tell the teacher what happened. I said, I got to think about it. I park my car, I walk in, and I go, Professor, you have no idea what. Dude, I couldn't even get out of my neighborhood. It was insane. I'm talking federal marshals. I'm talking news crews. Like, there was a massive drug bust in my neighborhood. Channel 10, Channel 3, like, it has to be on the news later. Like, this was huge. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, you're good. You're cool. Like, absolutely. A week goes by. I get an email. Come to my office. I go, yo! TC, what's up, dude? Corey? What about that drug mix the other day that made you late to my class? Yeah, it was crazy, right? I told you all about it. He goes, it's been 5 days. I haven't heard one thing on the news about it. I said, but did I really lie if you believe me? And for that she said, please get out of my office. You were absent. I said, okay.
It went on. You probably were.
And just kept it moving. So it was cool while it lasted, that's for sure.
I mean, it's impressive you came up with that off the top. Jeez, I would have just been like, honestly, I probably would have just walked in and just went and sat down. Like, I wouldn't even have said anything.
I would have loved to have just walked in and sat down, but that's not allowed with me, you know that.
Dude, I can't wait until Brian gets on this pod because we have the funniest story ever about college. And it would literally go crazy. What do you got some LED lights, bro?
I guess it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. That's fire. That's fire. So let's
oh, there it is.
There you go. You got the red accent. So we'll go ahead and keep it rocking. Damn, there's kind of been a lot of shit going on, honestly. Especially the New York Giants losing.
Greta Thunberg being outed as a fake. We'll talk about that later.
I mean, the Giants could not get the job done, and I'm so disappointed because I hate Philly. Not necessarily hate Philly. I just can't stand their teams.
I sat next to a couple last night at dinner.
How was that? You were probably watching the game while you were eating dinner and at the bar.
Yeah, we were down in downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
We were out at a place called Frankie's.
Was it fire? Was it fire?
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting next to a couple from Philly. This couple, well, they're fans of the Eagles. They're from Cincinnati, but they're fans of the Eagles. They were at the Bills-Bengals game when DeMar Hamlin took that hit.
Really?
It's really rude of you to sneeze while I was talking, but I'll get over it.
Yeah, how much?
They were there, and they said they said it was the most it was one of the craziest things they had ever. You just let me know when I can go.
I think I'm allergic to the bullshit that you're saying right now.
So you just let me know when I can continue.
All right, bro. All right. Keep going. My bad.
So they said that they literally sat there for like 20 minutes and had no idea. Like, in real life, like at the stadium, it was the same exact thing that like we were going through as fans at home.
Yeah.
Like,
they didn't feel like Skip Bayless at all?
What an idiot, dude.
Dumbest thing you could ever say.
Real quick, just to piggyback on that. There was a photo of Shannon Sharp I just saw on Twitter, and it was from the altercation the other night. And it said, "What is the name of this album?" And they took the photo and put the explicit line, like, look at album cover. And somebody said, "No skips."
That's fire. That is
Yo,
fire.
that shit was funny, dude. I laughed so hard. This
Yeah,
Fred,
100%. Let's talk about that though. Like, was he in the wrong? Like, I feel like he has every right to say whatever he wants to fucking say.
so okay, so there's two sides to it,
Of
and
course,
I think
to every story.
do I think that? Well, first of all, I don't know who Dylan Brooks is. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just know he's on the Memphis Grizzlies, and the only people when you think of the Memphis Grizzlies, you only think of Zach Randolph and Ja Morant.
Nobody thinks of Zach Randolph. 100% nobody thinks of Zach Randolph.
Stop.
I'm just keeping it honest.
We're gonna poll it. Comment below
Yes.
when someone says Memphis Grizzlies, who do you think of? Because Zach, he was a staple for them for years. Zach Randolph for Ja, but beside the point.
Yeah.
And I remember Desmond Bain from the playoff run last year, but I do not remember Dylan Brooks at all. So, those people pay a lot of money to sit there on the sideline.
Oh yeah.
And somebody saying you can't guard him because you're small, whether it's a false or true statement.
Whether it's LeBron James or somebody that you're just getting fucking whipped.
I mean, that's kind of part of it, right? But for you to then, I think Shannon Sharpe may have gotten too aggravated. With how aggravated he got, a little crotch grab would have been lit. Like Baker Mayfield, Kansas, fucking ying. I think that would have really put it over the top. It could have been directed at Steven Adams. It could have been directed if it was directed at T. Morant, that probably would have not allowed the hug to happen after everything. Because if a man grabs his crotch in my general direction, I don't know if I can look at you the same.
Nah.
Not
at all.
So, I mean, somebody telling you that you're too small to guard somebody, I think that's part of, playing the game of basketball. I mean, I couldn't guard anybody. I was white. And people told me that all the time, and that's fine. I thought defense was the only thing I could do, because I could go for a layup and damn near break the backboard with a layup, because I didn't know how to do it soft.
So I
thought I could play defense. Huh?
You just spike it off of the backboard?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely. That's all I was good at. I could my job was to outlet pass, and then the 3 times I ever got in a game was to play defense.
Right.
I'm basically Andre Roberson if we're keeping it a stack. Like I was a freaking secret weapon.
You were
a crackhead white boy, just run around and just create terror. Okay, yeah, coach, perfect.
And that's what you did, huh?
100%, absolutely. Come here, baby. Give me the ball. Come on. So, I will say, I don't think there needed to be all the antics with Steven Adams going over there and Ja Morant going over there,
But that's what comes with it, though, man. Being a celebrity and talking shit.
But I will tell you, if it's anybody else that isn't, and Dylan Brooks kind of alluded to this, which I kind of agree with. I don't agree with you calling him a pedestrian, because he has more accolades than you probably ever will. I don't know too much about him, but there's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He is a Hall of Famer. He makes millions of dollars. He has his own show on ESPN. He is highly respected by a lot of people in a lot of communities. He's not a pedestrian. But I will say, if that is somebody else, 100% they are not back in the battle. They are not back watching the basketball game. 100%, he is right in that sense, but he was able to stay at that game because he is Shannon Sharpe. I will 100% agree with that. I do.
And that's what Dylan Brooks said?
Dylan Brooks said a normal pedestrian like that should not have been allowed back in the game. There's a difference. He's not a normal pedestrian.
Right.
A normal person like me,
or
Fuck
me.
you, and I get thrown out like Jazz in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way you're coming.
Absolutely. I land right next to the Shaq statue outside of the freaking Staples Center. Absolutely, yes.
100%.
But it's Shannon Sharpe. Like, he's somebody that the camera goes to during timeouts. He is another attraction for the game. Like, he's not getting kicked out, and he's not a regular pedestrian. So you have to realize, if you thought he was going to get kicked out of the game after that, you are sorely mistaken.
Crazy, bro.
I also want to know who the fucking old white guy was that was trying to hold Steven Adams back. That looks like he's going to have an aneurysm trying to keep him back.
Yeah, there's no way. It's like, bro, you get out of the way at that point. Like
Have you
not
seen the video?
Yeah, I saw the video, and he was.
Dude, I scoured their team website trying to find that guy. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. He looks like Weasel from Deadpool.
He's probably something like with medical or training facility or something.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably got a hell of a staff with that, man. So I get that. So, like, ultimately, do you think he was wrong for what he did, or
Dylan Brooks or Shannon Sharpe?
Shannon.
I mean,
he kind of went over the top. I get that,
I agree. I don't think.
Not sure
think
he was
standing up and looking at a professional athlete during a game and saying, "Come over here and say it to me," is really the correct way to really handle anything.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't understand why it had anything to do with T. Morant.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, T. Morant he is an unbelievable, role model. He's an unreal father figure. It's like, he's at all of his son's games, biggest supporter, helped him get to where he is. It's all great. I don't understand what you walking over there is going to do other than intensify the situation.
Yeah. Now, without
they were cool after, but I just don't understand why you going over there in the heat of it all what it really accomplishes.
Maybe he was trying to diffuse the situation to a point. I know. I feel like. So when you're at a certain point, certain people respect certain people. You know what I mean? So Shannon's at a certain point, and I feel like T. He's seen Shannon all over the internet, the television, and all that good stuff. So I feel like at a certain point, like you respect a certain person much more than the average Joe. But at the same time, going over there and maybe trying to diffuse the situation at that point isn't going to be the outcome that you really wanted. So I don't know. That's a tough situation to be in, and especially his son's playing for the team that he's arguing with. So it's like, if you were in that situation, say your son was on the Grizzlies, I mean, you probably wouldn't stand up, but you might be talking shit from your seat, 100%. You know what I mean? But he just went above and beyond, I think, at that point.
Well, the only thing that makes me think he was going over there, when you were saying he was going over there to refuse it, was Shannon Sharpe looked at him and kept saying, "I bet you won't."
Yeah, so I don't know what he said off.
I don't know what that means, but diffusing a situation doesn't end with, "I bet you won't."
Yeah, so I mean, I'm assuming, and you know what they say about people who assume, so.
You look like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know what the initial words were said. It could have been some crazy shots fired. Like, if he's saying, "I bet you won't," it sounds like, yeah, I'm going to smack you, or like, I'm going to do something to cause harm to you. You know
Let me tell you one thing. I could fucking smack Shannon Sharpe right in his face. And he would do that. Right?
That's fine. You can try that. Just make sure I am not around you. Make sure I am not around you when you do that, because I do not want to be involved in that situation. I don't even want to see it.
Shannon Sharpe, that's a scary man. Dude. Have you ever seen
he's solid as shit, bro.
Have you seen the videos of like his documentaries and stuff?
Nah, I never really paid attention to him. I just listened to
he's a fucking dog.
Him skipping Shannon. Yeah.
Like he grew up in southern Georgia. He had 7 people living in a 1-bedroom house. Him and his brother, they lived with their grandmother. They didn't have running water. They didn't have a whole bunch of stuff. And he becomes one of the greatest tight ends to ever play football. Wait a
Dog.
second. I think I have, hold on, this is completely off topic. I think I have a quote here.
Check out Corey doing this little bit of research. Okay, hit me with a quote, man. Hit me with it. No free shit.
Kendrick Perkins.
Oh Jesus. Who knows what that guy?
Video of LeBron proceeding to blow right by Dylan Brooks. And Kendrick Perkins. So I saw this a few minutes before I got into Dylan Brooks calling one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game of football a blogger. So I guess in another statement that was released, he addressed a two-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Fame tight end as a blogger. I'm gonna let you know right now, for LeBron James to exchange some words with some of the guys on that team, for some of the guys on that team to speak about notable athletes the way they do, and for them to have nothing to show for what they have done championship-wise or anything like that, besides Ja Morant, I think he was Rookie of the Year, and obviously he's a superstar, things like that. It really just blows my mind that they play with some chip on their shoulder or something like that, where at the end of the day, you guys haven't done anything to carry yourselves the way you do.
I mean, yeah, to an extent. We got to understand, I guess, that they all are professionals. So you're supposed to go about yourself a certain way. And I know it might sound like you got an ego or anything of that nature, but at the same time, I kind of get where he's coming from. It's like you on the court, you're doing your job. You don't want nobody talking shit to you, and if they are, then you go and talk shit back to them. But at the same time, he's gotta be realistic with himself. So a blogger, and at that point, bro, he had time to reevaluate the situation. Absolutely. Before actually proceeding into that interview and saying what he said. So it's just like, dude, come on, bro.
And it's one thing to talk trash and people know who you are. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to talk trash and people Kevin Garnett, Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant,
Draymond,
Ja Morant, Draymond, chat it up. It's fine.
For sure.
Tim Duncan. You ever hear the story about Tim Duncan and how he talked trash?
No, because he hasn't.
Ooh.
I feel like.
Almost.
Why?
Gotcha.
What's
That's
up?
So Kevin Garnett did a interview.
And that's what he would say? That was
They asked him, who did you hate playing against for trash? He's like, I hated playing against Tim Duncan. And he goes, why? He's like, because Timmy wouldn't get in your he wouldn't get in your mitt, but boom, if he shakes water, got him. Run down the court. Right? Or Yee hook almost. Or you came in to get him and he'd come back and pat him on the butt. He's like, I'm gonna get that next time. And it's it would be the subtle shit, which I completely understand. If I think I'm about to go in and dog you, and you're not doing anything extraordinary, but you're just fucking, it's like having a little pocket knife, and it's a yeet, and it's it doesn't hurt, but it's fucking annoying.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'll get under your skin more than somebody fucking staying in your mitt the whole time, because
100%.
I want to be your friend, but oh my god, you keep saying that stuff.
No, without a doubt, bro. That would definitely piss me off. That's crazy. That is wild as hell. Jesus, bro. Well, let's break it up from the sports analytics. We aren't Shannon and Skip.
You'd definitely be Skip though, but it's cool. You'd definitely be Skip. You have as many Jordans as he does.
You said I have as many Jordans as Skip?
Yeah, absolutely. Skip Bayless collects Jordans.
Yeah, Skip's got a shit ton of Jordans. He's got way more than me. I don't even know. Half of my collection is back in Delaware. I got half here. It's ridiculous. But man, I do have some questions. some
Here.
very debatable questions. Well, not necessarily debatable. Some more towards us, some more towards society as a whole. But I think this one I can kick off. What is your favorite high school memory or favorite college memory? And that's a difficult one to answer.
Favorite high school or college memory? All right, I'll give it to you. So in college, and I don't know why this is not. There's probably plenty of other ones, but my greatest college memory. It was my 5th year at Wesleyan, and we had just gotten bounced from the conference tournament.
Was I there that year? I wasn't there that year, right?
No, this was 18. So we had just gotten bounced from the conference tournament. I was like, damn, like this is how it ends. That's crazy. Fortnite was huge. Fortnite was huge. So
Right.
we've got me, 2 or 3 teammates in a party, 4 other guys in the same party. We're chatting. We couldn't hit a bull in a spade. We couldn't hit a bull in its ass with a spade. We were fucked up. All of us were at our cribs. You know, we're sad. We've been drinking. Ding, 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 ding. You start hearing a text notification going on through. We get a text message, and we get told that we had been selected with an at-large bid to go to the regional tournament, and we had practice the next morning at 8 o'clock, and we were all pissed drunk.
Oh my god! Because y'all thought the season was over.
We thought we were done. We thought the season was over. We thought we were done. So
Where were
like,
y'all?
dang, dude.
At Baker or
No, we were playing we were all at home.
like no? But I'm saying like, was there like a party or like
No, we were just all
At
drinking,
home.
sad as fuck, playing Fortnite. Everybody was at their respective
Oh,
house, dorm, room, whatever. And we all just looked at each other like, all right, so everybody pound a gallon of water before we go to bed, and we'll see you in the morning.
damn, that's
So-
crazy. Who did y'all play the first?
So we were projected to be fucking. I believe the phrase was 2 and barbecue. 'Cause
Was
we were supposed
Pat was on the team at that time too, right?
Hmm?
Pat was on the team at that time too, right?
Monty?
Yeah.
No, Monty was at Seton Hill.
Oh, he had dipped.
So it was like me, his, Johnny, Thick, BK, Randy, like all those guys. And we were supposed to go 0-2. Bro, when I tell you we bounced the number 2 team in the country. We bounced number like 17 in the country. I believe we went 3-2. We went 3-2 and we got bounced by the team that won the whole thing. I'll never forget it. Misericordia University. When I tell you, I have never seen baseball played better than they played baseball. It was unbelievable. Like, if you needed a bunt, it'd be a perfect bunt. And you knew it was coming, and you couldn't do anything.
Right.
They didn't miss balls in the infield. They didn't make mental errors, and they manufactured runs. I don't think they scored more than 5 runs against us. They just pitched well, didn't make errors, and could manufacture runs. And they were like a fucking machine. Guy got on first base, bunt, guy hits a backside single, there's a run.
Dude, you know what's crazy? So I took a trip to Hawaii to play baseball, and it was pretty much like that. It's like they didn't take the sport for granted, and they like every day it was like balls to the wall. We gotta be perfect. So it's like they're sprinting on and off the field, then doing little shit, and getting the runner over, setting up your big hitter or your more contact hitter to just put the ball in play to get the runner home. But man, that shit's crazy. I'm pretty sure I was keeping up with that. Is there like a noise you hear right now?
There's something crazy. I don't know if that's you or.
I think I fixed it. I think that might. Is it good now? I think it's good now, right?
Is that you or me?
I think it was me. I don't know what the hell that was.
Well, then I'll put my mic here and maybe try and keep it away from that guy.
I don't know. But nah, I'm pretty
sure I have a massive black dildo in the left hand of my screen.
You like that, huh? You go to sleep with it every night, huh?
Now I know what they feel like in the movies.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I was keeping up with it because I was back home, and I'm pretty sure I was watching it like throughout the regionals and shit. How y'all ended up winning, or how y'all ended up playing out. But yeah, bro, that's dope. That's a dope experience.
I'll tell you right now, and I know that my advice really is from a fat 27-year-old guy that lives in Dallas, Texas now, but
I don't think you give enough credit, bro.
Anybody listening to this podcast that still plays the sport, I would trade places with you in a heartbeat to do one thing. And it's something that you're going to not even think of. It's not to get an at-bat. It's not to field a ball. It's not. I would trade your place to run out of the dugout to a position or run out a pop fly. I would trade places with anybody in the world just to run out a fucking rinky-dink hit, pop fly. Because I'll tell you, people used to tell me this all the time. Dude, you need to run everything out because one day you won't be able to. And I used to tell them, kiss my ass. You've lost your mind. Why the hell would I run that out? You're an idiot. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now. If I could get my at-bat back when I ended my career and season in frickin' Pennsylvania in 2018, I have never ran so hard in my life to try and beat out a play to first base that they didn't even throw the fucking baseball to first base. They tagged the fucking bag at third base, and my career was over. And as I was running down the line, all I could think of was, why the hell? What did I just do? It's over.
For sure. Nah, I mean, it just makes you think, like, how many times do you just go through the motions? Because, like, that's what it is, and I've been there plenty of times. You roll over, hit a ground ball to the second baseman, and then you start jogging halfway down the line. And I mean, it shows that you gave up on the play, and I think what's huge to take away from that is that pretty much you regret not going all out every play, every time going at it. And we always learn from our mistakes, so I love that, and I've done that plenty of times, like so many times. I've got pissed off. Baseball did bring like another side out of me that was just like, yo, oh my gosh, K'ing up. I would hate just going out looking. That was the most. Oh, that was something that grind my gears, bro. But I didn't do that often.
But so It's funny that you say that. So I had, and this is just because you said you hated going down looking. I set the record at Virginia Wesleyan for most at-bats in a season because you weren't going to fucking get my ass looking, brother. You'll fool me on something and it'll touch the tip and it'll trickle down and I'm going to dude, but it took me 5 years to figure out that, hey buddy, your days are numbered. So if you tickle it off the end, you better run like somebody's fucking chasing you, guy, because you've only got so many of these left.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I hit behind Brandon Cusmall, who's gonna watch this thing, and he's going to text me after I say this. But I'm going to let you know right now. Brandon hit 1, I hit 2. You might as well have just let me. You could have just circled his name and just drew a 1 by mine because I love that kid to death. But god damn, he would swing at the first pitch of the fucking game and pop up or something. Dude, he'd get on base or he'd pop up and then he'd look at me and be like, "Hey man," I go, "You have nothing to tell me. Do not. Don't. And I love him to death. And it would, in every game, I would get in there and I would see 8 pitches, 7 pitches, foul stuff off. Like, if you beat me, you beat me. But God, it was so funny because he'd get on. Every time he got on, he would score, right? Because he'd get on, I'd bunt, I'd backside single, I'd try and manufacture him over. And then we had just 2 absolute guys who could. There was a guy that hit in our lineup that I've never seen a baseball hit harder in my life than what this kid would do. And
are you talking about the Herbies?
No, well the year that BK would lead off, it was BK, me, and then it was like Randy. Oh God, who else? Mainly Randy, who would just hit baseballs harder than I've ever seen hit in my life.
I was in that lineup, bro.
Not my last year.
Oh, your last year.
Yeah. Like, dude, and we would, we'd score some runs or whatever, but it was so funny.
Nah, yo, that shit's hilarious because, like, when I think of BK, this man takes huge whiffs, bro. Like, oh my God. Like, it's like, yo, you see the swing that he's doing right now? If he connects, it's going a distance. And he connected a lot. It's still
like crazy.
Thinking shit.
He first started doing it.
You remember he had 2 at Randolph-Macon? And they had the little monster, right? They had a little monster out in left field. Yeah.
Left field.
He took, yeah.
You remember the ball that, oh, you weren't, were you there? Dude, somebody hit a ball my freshman year. Will Hickey, God love him. Family now, doing great, New York City firefighter. He had a ball hit off him that I think landed in New York. God love him. He had a ball hit off of him over the left field fence at Randolph-Macon that I think landed in New York City.
Wow. I hated their field, bro. It was nice, but I don't know. Something about it I did not like.
Absolutely. So,
yeah, just the vibe was off.
But no, so back to the original question. So high school, greatest story.
It didn't have to be both. I don't want you to have to.
College getting to the regional tournament was cool. We ended up setting the school record for wins, and I believe we had 31, which was pretty neat. I was able, fortunate enough to be able to set those records for hits in the season and at bats and stuff like that. So that was very, very fortunate for that opportunity. Only reason I got that opportunity is because I swung more than I think anybody else in the history of mankind. So,
hey, tough at bats, man.
Dude, tough at bats. If I saw a first pitch fastball, it was backside, easy money. I knew, and this is gonna sound stupid. I knew I was gonna the other team was in trouble if my batting practice was ass. If I hit like shit in batting practice, I was like, yeah, buddy. And I'd get out of there, smile on my face. All my coaches were like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Get up there, absolutely rake, right? Yeah. If I had good BP, stick a fork in me. Stick a fork in me, buddy.
What I loved is when it would be like a pitch change, like another pitcher would come in when I'm coming up to bat, because off rip I already know it's a fastball coming right down the cock.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Getting that shit, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my goodness. I love that. It was just like, oh my gosh, I'm ready and I'm about to take this ball back right to where that shit came from, bro.
Well, and the beautiful thing about
figure out with baseball, like, as you go.
Oh yeah. And once you figure out that once you reach a certain level, guys will only Guys will only pound you in.
Pause. What the
Once you reach a certain level, you realize guys are gonna try and stay like
You
middle
just
away.
stop before even proceeding to say
No,
that.
because I knew that was gonna happen. But
Yeah,
no, like
you had time
grow
to
up,
your verbiage.
you know what? Like you grow up, like yo, if you throw me something inner third, like hands, hips, let her fly, it's over. Well, dude, I reached a point when I was playing to where I hated if you threw me inside, hated it because I lived I lived middle away, and that's all people throw at the level that I played at. And if you get out of the mindset of just trying to, let everything fly, and you stay compact, look right side, let a ball get deep, there is a chance that you hit 400.
Yeah.
Like, because there's only a handful of teams at the level that we played that have guys that can do that. Randolph-Macon, prime example. They had guys who threw 90 plus. So, those guys can get away with sliding you something inner third, beating you, all that stuff. Well, and then you see that for 8 innings, and then you see a guy that throws a fucking ice cream ball at you, and it just fucking just disappears, right? So
setup guy.
It's the quicker you learn, the best way to look for a ball is away. Because if you're a guy like me who is super jumpy, if you think let it get deep, let it get deep, let it get deep, letting it get deep, you're still going to be making contact middle or just out in front of the plate, which is good. But if you're thinking, if your eyes get as big as a goddamn beach ball, oh, here it comes, and get way out there, you're not going to be successful, right? So, and trust me, I would.
What can you say to anybody up and coming trying to excel in baseball, maybe get to that next level? Maybe they're a sophomore in high school trying to get their name out there or get to a school that was just as cool as Virginia Wesleyan, like where we went.
So we will have a guy on the podcast who can answer this. We'll have two guys on the podcast that will answer this question, probably astronomically different than I am, because they both had two very different trips to where they are. One of them will be Pat Monteverdi, who played with. Were you there?
Nah, that was the year. He came the year after I left.
Okay, so Pat, who is now in the...
He transferred in, right?
No, so he came in as a true freshman, then he transferred out to Seton Hill, and then he transferred to Tech. Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Wreckham. So he will be on the pod. He had a very different, rise to fame. He Wesleyan to Seton Hill to Texas Tech to the Marlins. And another guy, Bryce, he actually just got a call to Major League Camp. He straight to, Old Dominion, worked his way to where he needed to be. Guy's just an absolute stud wherever you put him. Played shortstop, second base, third base, catcher, left-handed bat. Like he just did it all, and perfected multiple crafts. Patrick, same thing, perfected his craft, throwing mid-90s, and so we'll obviously ask them. But I mean, for anybody that is really looking to take it to the next level, or playing college and you're younger, I mean, just figure out what you're good at, because the one thing that you see a lot if you understand the game, which some kids miss until they're older, is like if you watch that Tennessee Vols team last year, they
was down the best team in the tournament.
No, absolutely. and you had 5 or 6 guys that could absolutely annihilate baseballs, and you had 3 or 4 guys that knew their job was to not annihilate baseballs. Their job was to get on. Their job was to create havoc. Their job was to look gap to gap. Their job was to get in a position for the guy that they gave a, scholarship to, or, well, not saying that they all were on scholarships, but their job was to get in a position where the guy that's 2 times their size is supposed to hit it 9 miles.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get caught up in, I've got to be, the strongest. I have to be the fastest. Coaches will tell you, if you have a characteristic about you that you have perfected that adds to my program, you're a good guy, you hustle, you're not a problem, all your coaches, teachers, all that stuff like you, because they look at all of it. If you're a guy that checks all the boxes and understands how to maximize the type of player you are, that is how you get to the next level. And then by the time you get to that next level, you get stronger, you get faster, you get bigger. And when those 3 things happen, that's when you've put yourself in a position to see what's after, college.
Right. And I think so. The biggest takeaway is that I just took away from that is that understand your value, know where the value needs to be present, and see what you can do to provide that value in that specific situation. But at the same time, a high school athlete, you got this going on, you got that going on. It's hard to understand where you're valued, So that I think that just means like you just got to find an understanding and just be like, bro, I'm not going to be the best at everything, but what I'm good at and what I can bring value to, let's lock in on that and make that our center focus. Because I mean, at the same time in high school, you got kids wanting to play different sports, this and the other. So I get it, and it's tough because a lot of people feel like at 18 when you're graduating or 17 when you're graduating high school, you should have everything figured out. Like you should know what you want to do. But at the same time, it's like, bro, there's 30-year-olds that don't know what the fuck they want to do, that in the profession that they don't really enjoy, and it's like, how can you be that skeptical of an 18-year-old where they have much more life and much more time to figure it out than someone else? But
no, absolutely. And to a point that you just touched on, the more sports that you can play in high school, from what I've been told, the more like, what's the word?
Discipline.
The more appealing you are to a college coach.
Right. The more sports you play.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got guys that played, with Patrick that I met, basketball, baseball, football. You've got guys that played track, baseball, whatever the case may be. And, playing different sports that you may not be the best at all, like you learn how to be a teammate. You learn how to be a team player. You learn how to, deal with adversity, because adversity in one game is completely different than adversity in another game, whether it's, the same adversity in football isn't the same adversity in baseball, because baseball is very,
I feel like it's very strategic, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, whereas football, like, if you get a mismatch, it can be a touchdown.
Take advantage of it, yeah.
Yeah.
All game. Like, you can pick apart that shit all game. But baseball is very strategic.
Baseball, you may only get 1 or 2 guys that you can really take advantage of.
Right. If that. And honestly, I don't know, bro. Baseball is crazy. It's what do they call it? It's
America's pastime.
America's pastime, but at the same time, it's one of those sports where I don't know. I'll have to think.
It's methodical, dude. It's methodical.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Like you have to, there's so much of the game that is in between the ears that the really good players, like the guys we'll talk to, the Patricks, the Bryces, whoever else that we may be able to get on, like they they go through the in between the ears stuff in the bullpen, in the caves, things like that, and they just live, eat, and breathe their prep, their game plan, and they're just methodical in their approach to how to overcome adversity, how to, tweak things throughout the game. Like, whereas, in football, if you get paired up against an absolute dog, you better just fucking hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
Until they get somebody else out there to,
you better zone that shit up and just accept the fact that he's gonna have a couple tutties. Like,
no, absolutely.
Shit's crazy.
Unless you're gonna double cover him, or unless you're gonna have two safeties deep and have one, always kind of look for that receiver. But yeah, it's interesting.
Nah, for sure. I've got plenty of other questions. We're 56 minutes in. I'm trying to hop on the stakes, and I know you are too. So I'll leave it up for you to ask me a couple questions if you want. If not,
let's hear your college, favorite college story.
Memory?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, bro. Ones I can tell.
Hold on.
Jesus.
Let's get ready for this.
So, high school would definitely have to be when we went to the state championship finals. We had a crazy run, bro. Like, nobody expected us to get to where we were. At the same time, right before playoffs started, I had torn my meniscus, so I didn't want to get surgery at the time. So I was getting cortisone shots in my knee before every playoff game, bro, which was crazy. And then coach always told us off rip, he's like, as soon as we get to the playoffs, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be fast paced, you gotta be on, and you gotta be ready to go, and make sure you lock it in. But the type of bonding that you get once you make it to the playoffs and once you get to so far, it's yo, you got friends that's locked in forever. So Hunter was a part of that team, Jason was a part of that team. My boy, Wyberg, my boy Quan, Kai is out in Hawaii.
Kai Sinat?
No. Kai Vitella. Yo, so Kai Vitella, his parents, they used to own Surf Bagel.
Shout out Surf Bagel.
How fire is that? If you're ever in Lewis, Delaware, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, stop by and grab you some Surf Bagel because it's game changing.
Surf Bagel's next.
What you got? A steak, egg, and cheese with a cream cheese on the bagel, I think. And what was the bagel? Though?
Had to be an everything bagel.
I think it was everything, and I think you might have added hot sauce too.
Absolutely.
Yo, you went crazy. I was like, yo, I never even thought about doing that.
The Aki way. You know what I'm saying? The Aki way.
But it sounded crazy. But man, yo, that had to be one of the best experiences in high school, bro, because it's you just bond with your brothers that's on the same mission, and you love to surround yourself with people that have the same goals in mind. But we was hell bent, and it was almost like a Cinderella story because nobody really expected us to win. We first round of the playoffs, we had to play our rivals, Sussex Tech, at their stadium, and we dusted them off, and then we just kept running and running and running. Met up with so we played upstate teams too, and a lot of the upstate teams you play travel baseball with, so you already know them, and you're already cool with them and all that other stuff. So in the semifinals, we ended up going. So in high school, it's 7 innings. We ended up going. I believe it was 9 with Caravel. I had my boy Troy Marenko on the team, and then I think Joe was on the team. Nah, I don't think he was on that team. But you had some dogs out there. Everybody from upstate was just straight dogs. I see toilet paper.
Little TP action.
Yeah. Nah, but it was just cool, man. That's definitely one of my favorite experiences because it was real, bro. It was like, man, we fought through everything, and we went to the championship. We ended up losing, but it was crazy. It is what it is.
Oh yeah,
Look,
for
you
real.
know what's wild though? Lacrosse was in the state championship that same day, so we ended up taking an L, and then we slid over to the lacrosse championship, and then they took an L too. I was like, damn. Could you imagine if we both won? It would have been the most craziest party of all time. Like probably school history. Baseball and Lax win, and we're locking up at that point. We're not like beefing. Oh my gosh,
So that's fire.
that's fire, right?
So if we're about to wrap this up,
Yeah.
I got a few speed questions for you.
Hit me, bro. No freak shit. Talk to me.
Breakfast meat, sausage or scrapple?
Ah, Scrapple. Yeah, baby. Shooty does.
All right.
I'm about to ask you that. Wait. Hold on. Let's talk about that a little bit in depth. So, sausage. You got the patties, you got the links, and then you got the actual like real deal like type of joints.
I think it's crazy they used to call you sausage link at Wesley.
They call me token. They call me
Cat turd?
cat turd, and then something to do with yams or some shit. I don't know, something out of the blue, which we're not going to talk about. Hey, baby, you want to come say hi? Come here.
Yes!
Milani, come say hi. Bubba, go.
No, Bubba, come.
No.
Yes.
Hey, come here. Nah, anyway, all right, so.
All right, so.
Yeah, what are you doing? I mean, because like the kielbasa sausage breakfast with like some potatoes and eggs is.
I'm just talking about on a sandwich. You going sausage, egg, and cheese or scrapple, egg, and cheese?
Scrapple.
Scrapple. All right. We got Brussels sprouts or asparagus?
Asparagus, ranch seasoning.
Okay. Buffalo wings, garlic parm.
I'm not a fan of G Parm, bro, so I'm gonna go with the buffalo
Okay.
and dip it in some ranch. No blue cheese over here.
Big Ultra or Bud Light?
Buddy action. I need the Bud Lighty.
Actually.
Yeah, I need the Bud Light.
Shrimp or scallops?
I can't answer that. I don't think I can answer because, bro, So you want to hear my thinking behind that? No. All right, scallops.
All right. What's the good last one? All right.
I got one for you. French fries and mac and cheese.
French fries and mac and cheese. Mac and cheese next.
Easy.
Easy next.
Ham or turkey?
Serious question. Ham next. Can you give me a hard one, please?
A cheesesteak or pizza?
Cheesesteak next.
What?
Cheesesteak.
Next, like no brainer.
No brainer.
All right, I'm gonna fuck you up on this one. All right. High noons or happy dad?
Happy Dads next.
That. Yeah, I'm like baseball or volleyball.
Volleyball. Absolutely. I love to watch volleyball or, play volleyball.
Nah, man, that's
And I'm gonna be honest
it, bro. Fuck. Is there any wrap up questions you got for me, bro?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking women's volleyball. I respect women's volleyball. I would pay premium dollars to watch a men's volleyball game between like two very good teams. I had the privilege of watching a buddy of mine play Division I men's volleyball, and dude, it is just fucking unreal.
You think it'd be different if it was more publicized?
Huh?
You think it'd be different if it was like more publicized?
Absolutely. No, 100%. Like,
Like
Don't
it'd
get
be
me wrong, women's
ball.
Division I volleyball. I mean, I've seen, on TV, and the guy that I actually had the pleasure of watching play when he was in college now is a coach for a women's team at Ole Miss. But just watch if you get if you just sit there and watch some of these volleys, and dude, these guys have
They're on time and
bounce,
crazy,
bounce.
Wow.
Their legs are this big around, but they are just absolute springboards, bro. And dude, it's insane. The nets. God, I don't know how tall the net is, but I'm talking head and shoulders guys over the net, hitting straight down.
That's ridiculous.
Next level.
At that point, it's just like, you got it, bro.
All right.
So let's wrap this shit up, man.
I got one last one for you.
Twitch, actually, because that's where I do a lot of off-stream shit, and then you get to see the guys, or not necessarily see the guys, but you get to hear the guys. You get to hear Corey, homie Bryce, Josh, George, Driggles.
Last question.
And Mel, whoever else we got in the mix, but yeah, go ahead before I sign off and wrap everything up.
Would you rather be deaf or blind?
I'm glad you asked that. And it's crazy. Actually, never mind. But damn, being deaf or rather be blind. I like to hear what people got to say. So I'm going to have to say I'd rather be blind. So and that's
a lot of stuff as a blind guy.
Huh?
You could probably get away with a lot of stuff as a blind guy.
Yeah, you can. Not even thinking that way, but I can't be. Oh my God, we're gonna get canceled. We're gone. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Hello. Is that Braille?
Not. Oh gosh.
What does your shirt say?
Stop. What? I like to hear what people gotta say, man. If I couldn't hear what people had to say and I could just look at you, I can just catch a vibe off of facial expression. So I'd rather be able to talk to you and be able to get to know you more. So
anybody watching this knows we're not going to get canceled. Everybody knows that Michael Scott on The Office had a character that he was working on an improv class, and he was a blind guy who would walk around and do that.
Nah, you're good.
It was not one of my best characters.
So let me ask you that. Would you rather be deaf or blind?
Honestly, I want to be deaf so I wouldn't have to hear all the dumb shit that you say sometimes. Okay? No, but if we're being honest, I'd probably choose to be... Wow, this is tough.
It's hard, right? It's a lot to consider because that's a lot that you can miss out.
Nah, but see, I can't be deaf because I would want to talk and I would just make sounds and I'd make an ass of myself. So I think I'm gonna have to go blind. At least I can still talk.
Yeah, that's 100% because can you picture Corey without talking? It's like no.
If I was deaf,
it would just be
squawking everywhere.
I'm not even gonna make an example, but
I'd squawk. Why are you laughing? That's fucked up. There's somebody on. Why are you laughing?
You're crazy. You're something else, bro. Man. But it's always a pleasure. We're about to go ahead and lock in on the K, 2K that is. Tap into the Twitch. It's I'll put it in the description, but it's Dave with the MIDI. You'll get to hear from the homie Corey, Bryce, Drake.
And you won't see Dave take one MIDI while we play. So yeah, tune in.
Well, I play my role and I play it well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just made a guy that's like Ben Wallace, so I just kind of run around and just try to steal the ball and foul out as many times as I can in the day.
Right. Nah, for sure. Nah, you got some beast on it, or you created a beast. He's definitely solid. I don't know why we're like glitchy right now. I don't know what's going on with my laptop, but I think it's now the perfect time to wrap up. What else do we have in store for us? Like, I definitely think we're gonna have a guest on the next pod, right?
Man, we're just gonna be coming. We're just gonna keep coming every week. You know, we're shooting two, and then when that guy's on the pod, we're gonna try and come really hard with some good questions and kind of just make him feel comfortable. Kind of dive deep into whatever whatever we really feel is necessary. Whether it's would he ever eat? Would he ever go vegan? Those are the questions that I need to know because. What?
I didn't say anything.
All I know is I could never go vegetarian because I love meat. So that's all I have to say today. I'm going to sign off here now. Dave's just gone muted. I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on. You're actually not going to be able to hear Dave to finish the podcast off, so I'll sign off for us. Follow us on Twitch. Dave with the MIDI right there. I've got Coors Light Boy, CORESLIGHT_BOI. I'm trash, but I always have a good time on the game. Follow us on everything, Twitter, IG, Twitch, all that. Dave's kind of cutting in and out right now, so I'm going to try and – he sounds like a robot. I just need him to stop talking so I can sign us off. You guys be easy this week, bro. Have a great week. And we will see you guys right here next week. Y'all have a good one.